Hey everybody, welcome back to another video for the Unreal Engine's UI tutorial series here. So last video we worked on the use item thing here, so we'll open up the item here and then we can use and drop them. So we can drop how many? Drop one. There's our meat, drop one meat. And so yeah, this video we're going to work on the item area right here so we can get the information on the items that we picked up and is in our inventory. I would like to point out something that I noticed prepping this project. You notice if we use our quick use item slot, if we use our meat, it actually opens our inventory. And there is a reason for that, and I'm going to fix that here before we move on. So first, I will show you where that's actually happening. So we'll go to our UI HUD class. This guy here, we'll go to the event graph and we will go to item management. We put that here. So that is our use item query, and all the way at the end here, and we have it open inventory. So you can either delete this node and put, where is it? Inventory menu, I believe. The inventory grid. And then display inventory, because then that bypasses us opening up the inventory, and then of course we got to get our player and our inventory. Scroll to the bottom, it'll be that one. There we go. Plug that in there. So that'll stop that from happening, but if you want to be really meticulous about it, you can go into your player menu. Let's go to our widgets here. Go to our player menu, or inventory menu, sorry. We can go to our graph. We can add another variable called menu open. Or just, sorry, yeah, menu open. And at the end of close menu, after this dispatcher, we can set this event and set that to false. We also need to go into our input on key down, and we need to add that in right here. And we need to make it false here so that our menu's closed. And then afterwards, let's go back into our HUD class, and we will go to our event graph, and we will go to where it says open inventory. And then we're going to get our inventory menu, and then we're going to set menu open as true. Okay, and then once that's been done, we're going to go back into item management, and then back to the end of our line here where it says display inventory. And you can replace this with what we had before, but you can just add a true branch, basically. Checking to see if the inventory is open or not. If it's true, then you just go up the true branch and go open inventory if it's closed, or out of the false branch if it's not closed, and just keep going on doing what you're doing. All right, so that'll fix that issue. This will 100% immediately solve the issue, but you might run into that later down the line, so we'll use that. Now we don't have any issues whatsoever. All right, so with that being said, let's get into our actual content of the video, which is making our item info area in the thing here. So we're going to go to our widgets. We're going to make a new widget blueprint. We're going to call it, we'll call it item info. Let's open that up. So of course I'll put it on screen here, just what it looks like. So that's what we're going to be going for. So first thing we'll want to get is a size box. Okay, so let's add that in. After the size box, we're going to get a vertical box. And we'll put that in, and then we'll add a item image to the vertical box. Sorry, just an image, and we'll call it item image. Item image. And then we're going to get a text, and we'll add that to the vertical box, and we'll wrap this with a size, or a scale box, pardon me. Okay, let's start with that. So the size box, the width and the height do actually matter. I think it's 230 by 330, what I had. We are also going to set this as a desired on screen, so we see what we're working with here. Okay, so now that we have this ready, not ready, sorry, but like sized, let's hit compile. Let's open our inventory menu and go to the designer, and we're going to add this in. So let's go to user created and find the item info right here, and we're going to drag that onto our canvas panel. And we'll drag it here. So you can see that we've sized the size box, but we haven't really done anything yet here, so we're going to size it for us here, and we're going to find out how much that is. Okay, so there it is. So you can see the size is like, it's about 230 by 330, like I kind of like what I thought. So we'll just hit compile, we'll leave this open, and then we can come back and check what it looks like here as we continue to edit this. Okay, so for the image, let's center this, and let's make the image size like 100 by 100. And I think that's all we need to do for that. We probably will just add a bit of padding to the bottom, like 10 or so, just to give it some room between the actual image. Can we pad the top as well, just to keep it... Yo, not 100. There we go. 10 and 10 for top and bottom. This text block we're going to rename to item name. And let's ensure that's a variable. Okay, and we'll just put in Apple for now, just to have a filler. But the scale box, let's have not fill. Let's just keep it at auto. And we'll center that. And we will, where's justification? It'll be in here. Make sure the justification center as well. And let's do 20, just to keep it somewhat smaller. Right after that, we're going to add a size box to the vertical box. And to this size box, we're going to add some text. Okay, and this text block... we are going to name item description. And we're going to make sure that that is a variable. This is going to be the description of our thing, which we can just pull. We'll go to our item data inside our data, and we'll pull the description we already did. We'll just say copy it, and then just close this. And then in our description text block, we'll just paste this description just so we have something to work with. So obviously that's not what we want. So first let's set this size box. The size shall be... Let's do auto for now. Vertical alignment, we'll do the top, and then we're going to do fill horizontally. For the width, we'll do 230, which is the width of our widget, and then the height, let's do like 200. 200 is too much. 100? Yeah, 100. Great. Okay. For the text... we are going to do... that's... recording, I know that snake's getting in there. But we'll vertically align it on the top, and then we'll fill horizontally. But we are going to need to justify its center, and then we're going to need to come down to wrapping. We need to auto-wrap. Okay. We just need to font size it down to like 12. Something like that. Okay, looks like we need to add some more padding. We'll do that with the size box on the top. 10. Something like that. Alright, so now down here we're going to add a two things. One that'll be the item category, and then the amount of health we're going to give. We're going to accomplish that with a one horizontal box, and then 2 vertical boxes just to separate the text. So we'll start with the horizontal box in the vertical box. And then we're going to get those vertical boxes. We'll just add 2 to the horizontal box. Okay, and then let's get text. And we'll just add 2 pairs of text to each vertical box. Alright. I don't think you can multi-edit. Oh, you can multi-edit. Okay, so we'll multi-edit this. We will set the size to like 15. And what else do we need to do? We need to do... I honestly think that's it. So these two will be the same in terms of justification. We're going to keep it aligned to the left. But we will center these, and we'll keep that on auto. And then for these guys, align them to the right, and then keep them center. All right. Okay, let's just work this out. So this first one will be called item... cat, say item cat, and we will make that we will not make that a variable. Sorry, the first vertical box we're not making variables. This will be called health amount, I guess. Amount. Again, not a variable. Let's actually put that in there now. So, item category, and then maybe we'll. Let's actually make this 12. There we go. Okay, this will be health amount. Let's make that 12 as well. And we'll put the little semicolon there as well. All right, so that's that. So these ones will be called, this will be called item category as well. Cat text, and that'll be a variable. And this will be called health text, and that is also a variable. So we'll just make these 12, both of these. And then on the first one, we'll put food in there. And let's make sure again that they're right. You know what? Center doesn't look too bad. Let's keep it on center. And then the next one will just be 50 because that's our health amount for the apple. All right. So if that's what you want it to look like, that's great. If you want to fiddle around with it some more, like for example, like this whole vertical box, maybe add some padding to the left, like 20, just to like give it some more space. You can also add whatever you want into here. Like you can do, like in my games, I have like the sell price, the buy price. If there's any bonuses on there, and if there's a duration on the bonus, like you can put whatever you want in here basically, but this is just essentially what's going to work with our game. And the way you add more stuff like that is into that item data table that we were just in. So in here, this is where you would add, sorry, not the data table, but the actual item data struct that we made for this. So you can add like sell price, buy price, bonus duration, all that kind of stuff into here, and then you can plug it into here, which we're going to do. First, we need to make an interface function, so it's going to be inside UI update, and we're going to call it send item info. Okay, this is going to have an input of a item data struct. S item data. There we go. We're going to hit compile. We are going to close this, and then inside the graph, we are going to get rid of all this. We don't need it. We're going to implement the event that we're going to implement the BPI into this item info widget. BPI update. There they are. We're going to right click and implement the send item info. So this is what's going to happen when we get our stuff. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set visibility, and this is because we're going to set the widget as hidden in the other inventory menu widget, because otherwise it's going to show up basically looking exactly like this until we roll over an item. So we're going to hide that. So this is where we're going to make it visible. All right, and then we're going to get our item data, and we're going to break. Pardon me. We can make this not hit testable self and all children. Okay, because we're not interacting with the item info itself. All right, let's set all our values now. So let's just drag them all out in the order that they are in terms of this. So it'll be the item image, the name, the description, the category, then the health amount. So we'll do the item image, and we will set... You know what? Actually, screw that. Let's do it in order of this so it's clean. Item name. Set text. Name. Then we want the description. Whoops. Set text. Description. Perfect. Thumbnails next. That's the item image. And this one is a get brush. Or sorry, not guess brush. Set brush by text or from texture. Okay, next one is the item type. Category type. Sorry, it's health. That's an enum. My apologies. Get health text. Set text. Health. And this will turn into one of those little floaty floats. And then finally, the category text. Perfect. All right, let's hit compile. Let's head over to our inventory menu just to see how it looks, and it looks pretty bloody good if you ask me. We don't need to do anything else in here, so we can compile. And we need to go to our inventory slots, because this is what's going to drive this whole thing. So we'll go to our widgets, and we'll go to what happened there. There we go, inventory slot. let's go into our graph. Okay, we need to right click and we need to go event on mouse enter. Okay, and so this will fire every time our mouse enters the individual widget slots. And we need to drag out of here and we need to get all widgets of class. And the widget we need to select is the item info. Okay, we can uncheck top level only. And we need to get a get node out of this array. And don't worry about the index because there's only one item info. So, okay, we need to get the item ID from our slot. And we need to get data table row. And we need to do the item data table. Okay, and then from this target here, from this get node, we're going to drag out of there and we're going to send item info from the VPI. This should be the message. Oh, I need to compile, that's why. Okay. Send item info, there it is. Okay, we'll run into there. The item data, we just need to grab from our out row and plug that in. And now that should work. And let's just test it out. So, oh, one thing we didn't do, I just realized before we test this out. In our inventory menu, let's click on this and let's set it as hidden so that it doesn't show up right away. And now let's test it out. We'll open our inventory. It's not there. Then we'll pick up a bunch of items. And then we will open our inventory. And then once we roll over one, there's one thing we didn't do. Set the this guy here, we need to set the anchor to center, or else you get those alignment issues similar to what we did with this when we made the actual inventory page. So that has to be center. We'll hit compile, and then we'll do that again, and it'll look all pretty for us. There it is. So it changes for everything that you roll over, and now you have your own personal item information. Obviously, it can look way better with more information, and but we don't have that much information in this tutorial series or this game, so that'll be all for now. But in the next video, we are going to start doing our lock system for our chest unlock and key situation, and I'm very excited to start that. That's the last thing I'll be showing you guys in this tutorial series, so I'm very excited to wrap this guy up here and get you guys on your way. Probably be into 2 videos here. We will split it into doing like all the heavy lifting stuff for the lock component itself, and then I will probably end it, and then we'll make one more widget, and then we're gonna make our chest and make it all work. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you guys have enjoyed the series thus far. Obviously, you're still here, so I really appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this. Let me know your comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.